Yu starts at an elite school where every student is a genius in something, but he's just average. The whole school sees him as a talentless loser only known because of his famous actress mom. His life flips upside down though when he finds out he has to live with the school's top 3 girls in one house. Now the only way he can fulfill his mom's will is by getting close to these 3 and maybe even making some future Nepo babies with them. Yu's first day is hell. Instead of finding his class, he gets beaten up in the gym by a wannabe Mike Tyson. Everyone's waiting for Yu's hidden talent to show itself, since his mother was a legend. The boxer tells Yu to man up and get up, but Yu snaps that he isn't his mother and throws a punch. The whole crowd expects something incredible, but his punch is so weak it can barely move air. The boxer knocks Yu out with one uppercut, and the onlookers start whispering that maybe he's adopted. As the boxer moves in to finish humiliating him, Nico suddenly appears with bare feet and knocks out the guy with one brutal kick. Before Yu can even process what's happening, 2 more girls walk in. The gym freezes. These are the school's famous 3 princesses. Kazuki is a stunning celebrity actress. Miwa is the smartest girl in school. Nico is an unbeatable martial arts champ. Yu is stunned that the school's powerhouses are all girls, but even after Nico saves him, none of them feels a bit sorry for him. Instead, they order him to clean the gym, saying that's the best use for a talentless idiot like him. Walking home, Yu remembers his mother. She always kept her distance, and no matter what he did, he couldn't reach her level. When she fell seriously ill, Yu finally visited her. For the first time, they talked calmly, and he realized she didn't care for fame or accomplishments. She just wanted a normal, happy family. She died not long after, leaving Yu a letter saying her last wish was for him to build a happy family of his own. Back in the present, Yu arrives at his new foster home and is floored. The place is so huge and fancy it makes the Playboy mansion look humble. But as soon as he gets inside, he's hit with another shock. Nico appears in just a towel, mistakes him for a burglar, and nearly kicks his head off. Yu struggles to explain, and as soon as he realizes it's Nico, he can't even speak. Nico starts to walk away but slips and faceplants on the floor. Yu immediately teases her, saying that's her favorite position. Nico stands there, frozen. Kazuki and Miwa walk in, surround Yu, and demand to know what he's doing in their house. Then Yu's new foster dad calls and says he took Yu in because his late mother was an old friend and he wants her talent to live on. He drops a bomb. Kazuki, Miwa, and Nico are his daughters, so Yu has to live with them from now on. The only rule is to get along, but by the look on Yu's face, life here is going to be anything but normal. Yu and the 3 girls are rocked. They now have to live under one roof. Kazuki, Miwa, and Nico are furious. Their dad brought in a talentless incel loser. Yu, though, doesn't care about their hate. He remembers his mom's last wish and wants to build a real family with these 3. The minute he enters the house, he finds a disaster zone that looks more chaotic than a JoJo fan's brain. Clothes, garbage, and junk everywhere. The 3 genius sisters just shrug and say they're too busy to bother with chores. Yu gets to work, and within half an hour, the place is sparkling. The 3 sisters are stunned that the so-called useless loser can at least clean up like a pro. The next morning is a school holiday, so Yu plans to get everyone around the breakfast table for some bonding. But by 7 a.m., there's a racket from downstairs. He finds it's just Nico doing insane martial arts training at dawn. In the living room, Kazuki and Miwa are already absorbed in their routines. Kazuki says this is their daily schedule. Soon, the 3 girls prepare to leave for their own training. Yu urges them to eat breakfast first, but they insist they're too busy. At the door, Yu suddenly stops them and says they're forgetting something. They nervously check their bags, but everything is packed. Yu just grins and tells them to have a good day. The girls call it lame and walk out, but a few steps down the street, their cheeks go red. They refuse to admit it, but having someone see them off actually felt good. Later, Tora, Yu's foster dad, calls. He gives Yu a weird job, help his 3 daughters with their current struggles. Kazuki is facing a tough audition, Nico wants to win another national karate title, and Miwa has a major shogi tournament. Toru thinks if Yu supports them through this, he'll naturally get close. Yu agrees, but after the call, he wonders what 3 prodigies like them could possibly need from a loser like him. As he does laundry, he obsesses over the same thought. These 3 never skip training, not even on weekends, and he's not even close to them in any field. He imagines a nightmare scenario where all 3 bomb their competitions, people call them frauds, and gym bros finish them off. It reminds him of his life. No one ever cared about his hard work, just that he never matched his famous mom. Yu decides he never wants these 3 to feel that humiliation. But before he can help, he needs to get closer to them. He hits the grocery store, gets ingredients, and plans to cook a meal that will make them all eat together at the table. That evening, Nico comes home and freaks when she sees Yu in the kitchen. She'd totally forgotten that this redhead loser now lives here. Yu asks her to try his fresh-cooked food, but Nico gets instantly suspicious. She thinks this bastard is trying to seduce her with good food, so he can ask for a special mouth service later. Nico puffs up and tells Yua to eat his own food since she has her own diet plans. But when she returns after her shower, she's stunned to see Yu still furiously cooking like a Gordon Ramsay clone on meth. She wonders why this idiot is working so hard when she already rejected him. Miwa appears, and Yu confidently says he's making a meal that will put Wingstop to shame. Hearing this, Nico remembers they used to reject even their mom's 5-star meals, but she convinces herself her low-fat gym snacks are better. Still, her curiosity wins. She sneaks down and finds that Yu has actually cooked a perfectly balanced meal for an athlete, not just junk food. Yu suddenly pops up like a zombie and starts listing nutrients, then collapses from exhaustion. Nico realizes for the first time that this idiot went to all this trouble just for her. Her face turns tomato red. Yu asks her to try it, and finally Nico gives in. One bite and she melts. The food is awesome, and she can't stop praising Yu's cooking. Meanwhile, Miwa is lurking in the kitchen. Yu suddenly pops up behind her like a creepy big brother, spooks her, and gets her to join dinner as well. Kazuki arrives home and is stunned to see her sisters quietly eating together instead of the usual chaos. As usual, Yu appears behind her with a dramatic flourish, serving her a custom dish and rattling off the nutrients. Instead of being impressed, Kazuki calls her sisters pathetic sluts for melting over a basic meal. Nico instantly defends Yu, but Kazuki says she'll never eat food made by some gooner and heads to her room, leaving Yu crushed. Nico remembers all the effort Yu put in and grabs Kazuki's plate for herself. Yu stops her. He says it's loaded with carbs, and as she eats more, her body will turn into Shrek. Nico nearly faints from fear. Yu reassures her, saying from now on, he'll track exactly what goes into her body. The phrase short circuits Nico's little brain, her face goes red, and her imagination jumps straight into XXX mode. Next day at school, Yu sees the whole female crowd treating Kazuki like she's Sabrina Carpenter. Yu calls out to Kazuki at school, but she just turns up her actress aura and tells him to go swim in dirty water somewhere. Yu isn't the type to back down though. He suddenly cranks up the drama like a telenovela hero and says he just wants Kazuki to taste his cooking, just once. The fangirls around them immediately start spinning their own fantasies, convinced the two are secretly doing dance practice in the bedroom at night. Kazuki's eye twitches, and she threatens to slice off his hanging goods the minute they get home. Yu makes a tactical retreat and heads to the karate club, where a pack of guys are drooling for a chance to spar with Nico. He calls out to Nico, but as soon as she sees Yu, she remembers his line from yesterday about monitoring everything that goes inside her. Her brain dives straight into dirty mode, convinced this bastard came to pet her kitty. Today Yu reads the murderous vibe instantly and knows if he stays, his bones will be next. He runs for his life and decides Miwa must be the easiest target of the three. He finds Miwa in class, surrounded by pretty girls stuck on some brutal math. Miwa shows off her crazy IQ by solving every problem in seconds, but instead of being impressed, the girls just find her weird and bail. Yu catches this and realizes Miwa is actually pretty damn lonely. He invites her to lunch, but Miwa quickly refuses and runs off. Yu chases her, and eventually they both collapse, out of breath, in the schoolyard. There, Miwa finally admits her struggles. Unlike the other two royals, she sucks at even basic conversations, so classmates keep their distance. Yu tries to reassure her by saying, at least she's a genius at something, while he's crap at pretty much everything. But he twists his own motivational speech so hard that he loses track of what he was saying. Miwa snaps at him, then bursts out laughing and calls him an idiot. That's all Yu needs. At least for once, Miwa really laughed in front of him. Over lunch, Yu brings up Kazuki. Miwa tells him a childhood story about Kazuki begging her mom to make her favorite food. Yu immediately figures out that no matter how big a star Kazuki becomes, deep down, she's just a crybaby who melts for mom's home cooking. The problem, he has no clue what that dish actually was. Later that day, while Yu is still puzzling this out, Kazuki suddenly collapses. When she wakes up, it's clear she's running a fever. Yu brings her something to eat, but Kazuki keeps her tough act and kicks everyone out even while sick. Later, Yu tries again, but when Kazuki stands up to throw him out, she stumbles and falls on top of him. Instead of taking advantage, Yu offers to help her practice for her audition while she's stuck in bed. It's a nice idea, but Yu's acting is so bad that even Kevin Hart would cringe. Kazuki throws him out. He comes back again and again, gets thrown out every time, but refuses to quit. One night, Kazuki decides she shouldn't slack off anymore and goes to start rehearsal, only to catch Yu, alone, practicing her lines by himself just so he can help her better next time. For the first time, Kazuki realizes this loser is actually working seriously for her sake. In the morning, she gives him one last chance, and this time, Yu's performance is actually decent. Kazuki, keeping her promise, agrees to eat his food but quietly demands no vegetables, especially carrots. Sometime later, Nico and Miwa sit at the dinner table frozen in shock. Kazuki is quietly eating food made by Yu. They're dead sure the world is ending. Kazuki polishes off her plate and Yu praises her. She boasts that it only happened because there were no carrots. Yu innocently reveals he actually hid carrots in the meal. Kazuki's face drains of color. The following morning, Yu sees all three sisters eating together at the same table and feels a secret wave of happiness. He finally managed to get these three Powerpuff psycho baddies to sit like a family. But the moment doesn't last. As soon as breakfast ends, the girls say nobody will be home for dinner. Kazuki has rehearsal, Nico has training, and Miwa will be studying all night. Once they leave, Yu's hard-won harem paradise returns to being an empty wasteland. At first, he tries to convince himself it's normal. His mom used to be away for months at a time for work, but the thought stings. That busy life created the distance between him and his mother. He doesn't want that same thing with these girls. Yu starts thinking about Teru's request again. How can he seriously help these three? Then he remembers his mom's last wish. She wanted him to build a happy family. At that moment, he hatches a new plan. To learn what an actual happy family is like, Yu starts binge-watching his mother's old wholesome dramas. Watching them, he realizes he wants a family that laughs and stays close together even through tough times. In one episode, his mom is in a wedding dress marrying the main character. Instead of getting emotional at her beauty, Yui almost slips into a dirty fantasy involving his own love bone. Meanwhile, the three sisters drag themselves home after a brutal day and find Yu with tears in his eyes watching TV. He claims it's an emotional drama. Kazuki recognizes the actress on screen as Yu's mom and assumes he's missing her, but in reality, the idiot is just geeking out over the show. Kazuki then insists Yu doesn't need to take on all the chores. Nico calls him a freeloader and tells him to take a break sometimes. Yu makes it clear he doesn't see himself as a burden. He used to avoid his mom because he thought geniuses and average people could never really connect, but he finally realized they weren't so different after all. That's why, instead of running, he now wants to get to know these three for real and make a true family. Nico dismisses him as a hopeless idiot, since in her mind, perfect families exist only in dramas. Suddenly, a kissing scene between the new couple pops up on TV. All three sisters instantly get dirty ideas and start to suspect Yu's happy family dream is just code for wanting to make them his brides. Completely oblivious, Yu then asks their birthdays and says that, since they're siblings now, he should get to know them better. But the prodigy girls are so deep in their own dirty delusions, they storm off in a huff. Later, while Nico is in the shower, she can't stop thinking about how Yu manages to stay so normal while living with three hot girls. That's when she hears Yu screaming from the kitchen. She rushes out in just a towel and finds out he's crying because he forgot to buy bread for sandwiches. Nico scolds him, but Yu warns her she'll catch a cold if she keeps walking around in only a towel. Nico's face turns red, and she flees, bumping into Miwa in the hallway. Miwa asks why she's blushing, and Nico claims she might be getting sick. Miwa immediately accuses her of daydreaming about tasting Yu's popsicle. Yu comes by with some towels for Miwa. The second her fingers touch his, her whole body heats up like gravy and her face goes beet red. Nico strikes back and asks if Miwa secretly has a crush on Yu. Miwa instantly flips the script, teasing Nico about being obsessed with the redheaded bum. They start arguing, trolling, and fighting all over again. A bit later, Kazuki enters, and Yu asks for her help putting a pot on the top shelf. Kazuki does it easily, and Yu thanks her with a cute puppy face. Kazuki quickly looks away, but her red cheeks give her away. Unfortunately, Nico and Miwa witness the scene. Now all three sisters pounce on each other, and the house turns into a war zone again, with Yu eventually having to yell at them to shut up. After the girls leave, Yu glances around at the chaos and feels his patience wearing thin. He realizes that the so-called genius sisters might be talented, but living with them is hell. While cleaning, he finds a childhood photo of Kazuki, Miwa, and Nico looking genuinely happy together. Yu cheers up. These three weren't always such a pain. He tries to return the picture, but all three deny it's theirs and claim they didn't leave it there. Yu instantly knows one of them is lying. The next morning, the girls announce they each have to travel to different cities for their big events. Miwa's shogi tournament, Nico's karate match, and Kazuki's work. Yu is annoyed that even as a family, these three are always running in different directions. At night, he drops a bomb. He has already booked their hotels and hands out the addresses. Next day, Miwa wipes the floor with her opponent at the tournament like a female Asian. After her win, she heads to her hotel and finds Kazuki there. Both wonder how they ended up at the same place. Then Nico enters too. Yu makes his dramatic reveal. He booked all three at the same hotel on purpose so they'd have to spend time together. The girls ask what he's doing there. So Yu says there's a major festival nearby and he'll be their guide. His real hidden goal is to recreate the kind of happy moment from their childhood photo. The three immediately call the festival a waste of time, but Yu came prepared and argues how it could benefit each of them. Eventually, they give in. A little later, they all head to the mall to pick festival outfits. Miwa and Kazuki quickly find beautiful kimonos, but Nico shrinks away. She thinks feminine stuff doesn't suit her. The shop owner shows Nico a gorgeous kimono, but Nico remembers her dad always called her a tomboy. Her sisters tease that it's too cute for someone like Nico. Then Yu opens his Riz bag. He tells Nico to wear whatever she wants. She'll look cute no matter what. Nico blushes but gives in and tries the kimono. When she steps out, everyone goes silent for a second. The tomboy actually looks dangerously gorgeous. At the festival, Nico and Miwa light up. They beg Yu to let them try food at the stalls, and he allows it, just tells him not to wander far. Kazuki, on the other hand, is immediately mobbed by fangirls. For the first time, Yu gets just how famous she really is. Nico and Miwa are enjoying festival food, but Yu's mood sours. The whole point was to see all three enjoying together, but Kazuki is back in full actress mode, putting on the perfect smile and professional mask for every single fan. Yu decides he won't disturb her, but Kazuki herself feels down seeing her sisters laughing together from a distance. A fan asks Kazuki for a picture. Another girl, jealous, tries to walk away, slips, and Kazuki catches her. The fangirls go crazy, showering her with even more hype. Kazuki carries the her girl away from the crowd for safety, with Yu tailing her so she doesn't get lost. After dropping the girl off, Kazuki heads out, but suddenly someone yanks her into the bushes. Fans outside panic, wondering if Truck-kun is now kidnapping people from bushes instead of streets. Kazuki is about to scream in rage when she realizes it's Yu. He signals her to keep quiet and presents festival food for her to try. Kazuki immediately refuses, saying she's not falling for his food riz again, but Yu actually brought new sandal straps. He'd noticed Kazuki limping a bit. Kazuki snaps that he's a creepy stalker for watching her legs, but Yu just ties the straps and sees she's got a legit wound. He asks why she didn't tell anyone. Kazuki says everyone always calls her Prince Charming. It feels wrong for the rescuer to ask for help herself. Yu destroys that logic. Being a prince doesn't mean you never get to be the princess. Sometimes save others, sometimes let them save you. Be whatever you want. That stuns Kazuki. She finally offers her leg so he can fix her wound, and of course, her face turns red again. Meanwhile, Nico is swinging her fishing net in the carnival game like she's trying to decapitate an enemy, not catch a fish. She fails miserably, and Miwa laughs so hard she almost cries. Yu and Kazuki come back. Kazuki is wearing a ridiculous mask to stay incognito. Yu explains the celebrity is now in stealth mode. They play a teen fish catching game, Yu and Kazuki versus Miwa and Nico. Yu instantly breaks his net, and Miwa and Nico start trolling him, with Kazuki barely hiding her laughter behind the mask. Next, Miwa suddenly turns into the fishing demigod and pulls up fish one after the other. Even Nico accuses her of cheating. Miwa calls them sore losers, and all three start bickering again. Yu is happy. They're finally spending time together. He tells him not to start World War III over a simple game, and slips away. Satisfied his plan is working, he finds a shrine game with lotus-shaped platforms floating on water. The game master says anyone who can leap across the platforms to the Torii Gate wins a photo with the shrine's golden guardian, rumored to bring good luck. Yu recognizes the statue. It's the same one in the childhood photo with the three sisters. Their old picture must have been taken here. Now the plan is clear. If he wins, he can take a new photo of the three and maybe help them remember their happier days. But the challenge is brutal. One guy charges in, and a platform instantly gives way, dumping him in the water. Turns out, some are sinking traps. Nobody has completed the challenge in 10 years. The last ones to do it were Kazuki, Miwa, and Nico as kids. This just fires Yu up more. When it's his turn, he's full of main character confidence, runs in, and nearly drowns. Tries again, goes a bit farther, same result. People start telling him to save his dignity and quit, but Yu keeps begging for one more attempt. He falls in so many times the fish probably start thinking he's their cousin, but he refuses to quit. After about 50 failed tries, even the game masters feel bad and offer to give him the photo for free if he wants. But Yu refuses. He suddenly realizes that the girls finished this challenge years ago by combining their strengths. That thought gives him a second wind. He tries again, stumbles, but finally reaches the Torii Gate. The game masters congratulate him and let him take the photo, but Yu runs off to find the sisters at the festival. But the area is empty. The festival ended early due to a storm. Yu's energy collapses. He realizes he spent the whole time chasing his own plan and forgot what the girls wanted. He lies down in the mud, calling himself useless for not bringing his sisters together despite all the effort. But then Kazuki, Miwa, and Nico return. They say there's no way they'd leave their festival coordinator behind. All three brought umbrellas for him. Now the only problem, whose umbrella does Yu walk under? The girls argue for minutes over who gets to share with their new Wani-chan. It finally comes down to rock, paper, scissors, and Nico wins. On the way back, Nico and Yue walk together under one umbrella, so close she can barely breathe, while Yu, as usual, is totally clueless. Back home, the three girls shower. When Yu shows up, he's soaked and filthy like a used rag. They finally let him take a bath and sleep in their room that night. After setting up his makeshift bed, Yu goes searching for a bathrobe. But every time he gets near one of the sisters, something in their brain switches to airplane mode. He finally finds a robe and goes to shower. Outside, the three sisters sit in a weird tension, thinking about Yu's massive eggplant, swinging free just a thin wall away. The thought alone is enough to send their brains into a system crash. Yu sleeps peacefully that night, happy he managed to get a new photo of the three sisters together before the rain hit. After he's asleep, Kazuki, Miwa, and Nico talk to each other. They finally realize Yu planned the entire festival just so they could spend time together as sisters again. Shopping, games, even throwing himself into the water 50 times. All for the sake of recreating a happy memory. That thought plants an even deeper spot for Yu in their hearts. A few days later, Yu feels the change himself. Since the festival trip, the sisters have started acting more like a real family. They now help each other with little things, a miracle compared to before. Sitting in class, Yu remembers his promise to cook everyone a nice dinner. After school, he hits the cooking store like a man possessed, grabs the best utensils and ingredients, and heads home in full chef mode. But when he gets there, he's surprised. The sisters are home early, and there's an extra pair of shoes at the entrance. Inside, he finds Daddy Yuki himself has arrived. Yu thanks him for taking him in. Yuki offers condolences for Yu's mom, and says as long as Yu keeps moving forward, her legacy will survive. But quickly the mood turns tense. Yuki's face goes deadly serious. He first demands a report from Kazuki. Kazuki, who is totally normal at home, suddenly switches to robot mode and gives a cold, perfect summary of her latest acting reviews and interviews. Yuki turns to Nico next. The life drains out of Nico's eyes as she flatly says she won her tournament. Then it's Miwa's turn. She gives her report, and Yuki gives the same order to all: work harder, improve your results. He stands up to leave. Yu asks why he's bailing so soon, but Yuki says he's done what he came for. He's gotten his daughter's progress reports. On his way out, Yuki notices the festival masks. Yu happily explains he took the sisters to a festival to help them relive some happy childhood memories. But Yuki's reaction is the opposite. He puts on a mask and says he raised his daughters to be strong, not to waste time on weak people and pointless fun. Then he turns his sights on Yu. Yuki says that even as the son of the great Ayase, Yu has zero real talent or accomplishments. In his eyes, Yu is nothing but a waste of space. He grabs Yu by the shoulder and says there's no room in this house for useless losers. But before it gets any worse, the three sisters step up and stand in front of Yu. They tell their father that yes, Yu isn't some prodigy, but he takes care of all the housework. Without him worrying about meals, cleaning, and laundry, they'd never be able to focus on their training and careers. Yuki is shocked. Just days ago, they couldn't stand Yu, and now they're fighting their own father to defend him. Suspicious, he asks if Yu's secretly been drilling their kitties at night. The girls' faces turn red hot. They instantly deny it, repeating that Yui's only useful for chores, that's it, nothing more. Yuki fires back that an average guy like Yui could never be truly compatible with his talented daughters. But all three, blushing furiously, blurt out that actually, they are compatible with him. Later, Yui eats dinner alone, replaying Yuki's words. Before he left, Yuki ordered his daughters to quit festivals and socializing and focus only on improving their skills. Yu still tried to invite the sisters to dinner, but Nico bluntly said they don't have time for his food anymore. Now Yu finally understands the real root of the girls' obsession with hard work. Yuki drilled it into their heads from day one that talent comes above everything else. But what hurts most is that just as the family was coming together, they're being split apart again. Next day, even after karate practice, Nico stays behind for more training. During her break, she eats her usual gym snacks, but for the first time, they taste bland. Kazuki kills her ballet performance and gets praise from her instructor. But when she drinks her healthy smoothie, she suddenly doesn't want it anymore. Miwa, practicing shogi, opens some Oreos, but after one bite, she stops. She doesn't like them anymore either. All three can't stop thinking about Yu's hot, homemade meals. Around the same time, Yu is at home folding laundry, thinking how Yuki shattered his happy family dream in a single day. But then he remembers his mom. He decides he's not running away from his family ever again, not just because someone told him to. No matter what it takes, he will bring the sisters back together. The next morning, the sisters leave for school, but Nico stops at the door for a second. It bothers her that now, Yu doesn't even send them off with an "have a good day." At school, all three find a surprise in their bags. Beautiful bento boxes filled with the same 5-star food Yu always made. Their faces go bright red. That evening, Yu is shocked to find every box empty, like the girls licked them clean. Kazuki then calls him in. The three sisters have something important to say. They lay out a deal if Yu keeps supporting them, making their meals, doing the chores, and helping them focus on their goals, then they'll accept him as part of their family. The sisters finally agree to let Yu in as family, on the condition that he helps with their upcoming competitions. Yu promises to do his best. Next morning, he hands out lunchboxes to all three and, as always, tells them, "Have a good day." All three blush from ear to ear. During practice, Nico gets a call from her senpai, just back from an overseas tour, who says he can't wait to see Nico perform at the upcoming tournament. The pressure lands right on her shoulders. Meanwhile, Miwa gets crushed in shogi practice with her mentor. He explains she needs to decide her own style and path before the next tournament, or she'll drown in confusion. That night, all three sisters arrive home to a weird sight. Yu is literally stopping dough with his bare feet, claiming he's making udon. He immediately slips and crashes onto the floor. The three girls lose it laughing and absolutely roast him. Later, Yu puts his handmade udon on the table. Nico tastes it and immediately calls it average. Miwa and Kazuki agree, but then they remember their dad's words, calling Yu mediocre and talentless. They take another bite and realize not everything has to be extraordinary to be good. Sometimes a meal is delicious simply because someone you care about made it for you. After dinner, Yu is washing dishes when Kazuki comes to help. She admits she's been nervous about her next acting role, but coming home to see Yu making udon like an idiot actually helped her relax. Yu goes to put the dishes away, slips again, and Kazuki dives to catch him, only to lose her own balance and land straight on top of him. Their lips meet. Yu's brain instantly blue screens and he starts apologizing non-stop. Kazuki pretends to be calm and says it was just an accident, no big deal. Inside though, Madame's system is completely fried. After that accidental kiss, even hearing the word makes Kazuki see the whole scene replay in her head. She heads to her room to calm down, but Yu finds her a bit later and bluntly says they should both just forget about the kiss. Kazuki gets pissed. How can this idiot act like it's so easy to forget something like that? Next day, during rehearsal with her co-star for an upcoming romance film, everything goes fine until the kissing scene. She flashes back to the kiss with Yu and instantly pulls away. That evening, Kazuki asks Yu if he's free on Sunday. Yu says he has no special plans. Kazuki then, going full Riz, asks if he'll go on a date with her. Wu's alarm bells go off. He doesn't get why the school's top actress would ask a gutter trash virgin like him on a date. Then he remembers the kiss and wonders if she's really fallen for him. Neither of them realize Nico and Miwa are eavesdropping from the balcony, both so red-faced they might explode. Saturday, Nico casually asks Yu if he has any plans for Sunday. Without blinking, Yu lies he'll just stay home watching Invincible and betting on chicken races. Nico knows something is up and starts imagining Kazuki planning to hit third base with Yu on their date. Miwa isn't doing much better, still bothered by the fact that Yu promised Kazuki an amazing date. That's why both girls act weird and cold at dinner with Yu and Kazuki. Yu and Kazuki start communicating in code to hide their plan, but this only pisses off the other two, and their aura goes full Super Saiyan. Next day, Yu waits for Kazuki downtown, while Nico and Miwa are in the bushes playing secret agents. For extra method acting, she calls Yu by his given name for the first time. That's all it takes. Yu instantly melts and says if she keeps calling him that, he'll spend his life savings on her. Following Yu's plan, they head to the aquarium, with Nico and Miwa following behind like stalkers. Both are mostly stressed. Kazuki might taste Yu's sausage before they do. On the stairs, Kazuki grabs Yu's hand to lead him, but Yu splash their way. Kazuki jumps in front of Yu to shield him, getting soaked herself. Everyone nearby is amazed. Yu facepalms. Kazuki just played hero again instead of heroine. Even some people in the crowd start laughing. After that, Kazuki manages to fail every feminine dating activity. Nico and Miwa are loving it, watching their big sister crash and burn at romance training. A little later, Yu steps away. Kazuki is left alone and starts worrying she's letting him down. Scout still doesn't get the message and keeps rattling off reasons Kazuki should join his agency, basically pitching her like an OnlyFans model. Yu finally snaps and loudly declares he's going to marry Kazuki, so the guy should fuck off. Scout is loving it. But the way Kazuki looks, there's zero chance of rejection. Her brain is totally melted from Yu's Riz. Yu grabs her hand and leads her away, and Kazuki only flushes deeper. The funny part is, Yu himself is panicking the whole time, reminding himself this is only acting rehearsal, not some dungeon conquest. A bit later, they hit the cinema. Kazuki tells him to pick a romance movie, so Yu grabs a random title. Kazuki immediately realizes it's her senpai's debut movie. She'd never watched it before because of some drama in their past. Yu insists that if she wants to become a proper romantic heroine, studying these performances could help. They watch the film. But Kazuki notices something weird. Her senpai, despite being a great actress, is actually weak in the romantic lead. Her emotions seem fake, and the love scenes are forced. After the movie, Yu regrets his choice, wherein Kazuki is even more confused about her role now. To lighten the mood, he suggests the Ferris wheel. Nico and Miwa, spying from the bushes, think it's the most boring idea ever. Both spies' eyes go wide. Kazuki hears the Ferris wheel myth too, and hesitates to get in, but Yu basically drags her into the cabin. As they ascend, Kazuki quietly wonders why Yu is going so hard for a simple rehearsal. Her mind drifts back to her career. At first, acting and modeling were fun. She just wanted to try new roles and entertain people. On the way back, she tells Yu she'll stop only picking roles she's already a pro at. She's going to leave her comfort zone and take on risky roles, even if she might fail. She's not so scared of making mistakes anymore. Yu grabs her hand, smiles, and says anytime she's stuck in a role, she should just remember today's date. He starts showering her with praise again. Kazuki, looking at him, realizes this idiot still doesn't get it. It wasn't any movie, audition, or Ferris wheel that changed her. It was him. Suddenly, Kazuki leans her face right up to Yu's. He freezes for a second. Kazuki softly tells him she can't just forget their kiss because it was her first. She pulls back when training is over for now. Madam is going back to her true prince mode.